Issa, I kind of want to start off just talking, get to know you a little bit more, and in terms of like your music and what exactly it is you do and what you're trying to put out there.
Like, I like to think of it as like, this is so weird, but like, you know, like the scene in Ratatouille where it's like he has the soup and then he's like throwing a bunch of like shit in.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's a soup.
That's how I feel like it is. Like it's like just kind of like a soup, and then like it just has like little elements of like other
vegetables and
yeah, you know what I mean? Like
the right seasonings.
I write a lot about myself and a lot about people close to me.
It's very like anecdotal, like personal
like,
music.
Yeah. Or I'll write from like somebody close to me, like their perspective. I do that a lot. It's funny, my artist name is Chrysalis. No relation to the other Chrysalis, but I do like food distribution with an organization called Chrysalis Collective.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know. That's been like a really cool thing. But yeah, I think I do a lot of mutual aid stuff, specifically with like patchworking.
The jacket you're wearing is an example of the stuff you do with all that?
Yeah, it is. Usually it's less intricate because this took me forever. But
and where can people find like the clothing that the patchwork that you've been doing?
So it's on so I have two Instagrams. I have my normal one, which is like, it's chrysalis.m4a. In the bio, I have like my username to the other one. It's shirts for like the letter mutual aid. So yeah, if you forget it, you can just look at the Instagram and then just click. But
can we talk a little bit about your music and like because I've noticed a lot you don't have any music out yet. We'll talk about that later. But I have noticed that like on your Instagram, a lot of like your stuff is you on your couch, like in your living room, like singing directly to whoever it may be watching. And I feel like there's a real like cozy, homey comfort feeling to that. Is there any intentionality to that? Do you think that just comes out naturally? And
the way I want you to feel through it is like, it's like almost like a hug or like welcoming in, like almost as if like if you were like out in the cold, right? And it's like night and it's oh my god, it's raining or something, and then you find like a nice little cottage, and then someone in the cottage is like, no, like come in, like let me
play some cool,
you know what I mean?
Music.
Yeah, or like let me make you some dinner, like that kind of like vibe, like that welcoming, like that's what I kind of try to like strive for in terms of like energy with like the music I put out. With my full band, the music that I choose to perform is very different. Because my more acoustic stuff, I feel like it's very like very intimate. It's very like I'm pouring my heart out kind of thing. But with the songs that I play with my band, that's when more of like the soul aspects come in. That's where
the groovier
it's
stuff.
yeah, it's more like head bobber. You're like, oh, like I still do want people to like feel that like welcomed feeling, but
maybe a little bit more communally.
Yeah. And so my music changes from like an acoustic set I might play is like, it's very, very different than with a band, because like I want the feeling like intentionally to be a little different. And like like I always, with my music, like the main thing I want people to feel is like a sense of like see a part of themselves in it. So regardless of what that is, if it's something that they can like relate to and feel like, I don't know, if they can lean into like that like welcome feeling of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Does the creative process differ between like your acoustic music and then with like when you're working with your band? Like does your bandmates have input on what the set sounds like?
Definitely. I'm backed by like an all queer band. And for me, it's like really important not only for me to like have like fellow queer people like be represented within my music, but also for them to like be showcased and like to have a voice. You know what I mean? So I give everyone like like everyone has solos.
Everyone has their moments.
Yeah, everyone has their moments. Like each song, like everyone has something. I started writing during like quarantine, so I haven't really had the opportunity to perform until like the fall. And even then, like I was still kind of like trying to get my music together, and so I played like a couple acoustic gigs. But
what do you think it was about quarantine that made you start writing more and putting your music out there?
I was a theater kid like most of my life. That's why
okay.
I know, right? But so I was like really into that. Like I went to an arts high school where I like majored in theater. I went to college for musical theater.
Did you really?
For one semester, and then I was like, no, thank you. I'm going to Berkeley.
Not
and
your
then
scene.
Yeah, it was not my vibe. I was like really in that world. Even though I felt like it didn't really make space for me as a trans person, and as like a Latina, like I feel like they just didn't really, I don't know, it felt like I had to like conform to this one thing, and if I didn't, then there was nothing for me.
Yeah.
And so I've been feeling this for a while, but I was like, no, Isa, like shut it up, it's fine. Like no, like don't think about it, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, it was easier to not have to think about it.
Yeah.
But then when quarantine hit, I had all this free time. I couldn't really avoid it anymore. So it was like, okay, hey, like this, you know what I mean? It was like, it was right in front of my face. And so I actually wrote my first song because I had a dream, and one of my friends was playing a song to me, and I woke up and I remembered the song, so I took out my voice memos.
That is so cool.
Right?
I love.
Right?
That happens very rare for me, but I love hearing other people's stories about that.
It's the one time it happened for me, and I was like, what? I woke up at 3 a.m. I tried to go back to sleep. Literally, I was like, and I took out my voice memos, and I was like, no, like writing the melody, and then I tried to go back to sleep, and I was like, no. I took out my guitar.
Oh, so you started writing it right then and there?
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't go back to sleep. I couldn't, and then I wrote it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just kept writing, and then, yeah, I just like really fell in love with it.
That's cool. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And
so,
also, of course, just like I think, like the fact that there was like that space that you needed to fill.
Yeah. So it was like, it's pretty crazy, but yeah, I felt like songwriting was like what I really needed to be like, all right, well, like I can actually like feel like I have artistic freedom, and also like be in a community of artists that like make space for me, like that like love me for me, you know what I mean? And I remember I had to ask the theater department head whether or not I could cut my hair, and he said no, and I did it anyway. And it was like,
good for you.
You know what I mean? Like, but it was always like within that community that like super preached like traditional theater. It was like, you have to, I don't know, it was very traditional. So as someone who like presents female, and also like who's like, to be put it bluntly, like skinny and white, you know, I was expected to be like really like hyper feminine, and I didn't really feel like that was my vibe, so it was very hard. But that's actually why I have a ton of tattoos, is because when I got my first, I was like, I felt like I was finally like taking back control of my own body. And then when I got it, I was so happy. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get more. So now I have a shitload of tattoos, because it's just like, well, no one's gonna tell me not to.
Yeah, it's fucking, you know? It's you. You can do what you want with
exactly. And it's like, and it's really liberating to be in an industry that now like super, not only like tolerates it, but is welcoming
celebrates
of that.
It.
Yeah, like I don't mean just like tattoos, but looking or presenting however you want to present, and it's not gonna set you back. You know.
Sorry, I'm having a blank.
It's okay.
It's all good.
It's a cute dog. Oh my god.
Hi, bestie. Oh my god. Hey, honey. Hi, honey. Hi. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. Do you want to talk about the single?
Of course. Well, yeah. So I have a single called Margarita Sugar coming out on February 26th, though. This Saturday.
So it'll be out before the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I may or may not be making an announcement on Saturday. It may or may not, I don't know, be a teaser for something else.
For something else?
Possibly. I don't know.
Ah, okay. I think I catch a drift.
I don't know. Possibly. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. You're going to have to find out.
You heard it here, folks. You're going to have to find out.
Yeah, you're just going to have to find out. But, yeah, so this is actually some of my older stuff. Like, Margarita Sugar I wrote, like, well, Margarita Sugar's not crazy old, but I wrote it, like, last May. And I feel like I'm really proud of it, but I've, like, written so much since then that I'm almost, like, I've been so antsy about it. Like, I've just been wanting to be, like, I want it out. I want people to, like, yeah, and I want people to hear it. Like, there's nothing I need to change about it. It just needs to be out. Like, it's, you know what I mean? So.
That sock.
Hey. Cool.
That's
nice
Austin for you, yeah.
Cute. So, Margarita Sugar. So to give you context, I was in a relationship that was long distance. Then, like, it was like a mutual thing. We ended things in May. And then, but even though it was mutual, I was, like, still very heartbroken. And it was, like, also my first, like, real, like serious relationship. And so I was like, oh my God, I was head over heels. Like, it was, so I was so sad. Margarita Sugar came from me just fucking around on my guitar and finding some pretty chords, and it just, like, I wrote it, like, a week after we broke up, and then and I knew when I wrote it, I was like, this is, how did I write that? Like, this is good, like, and so, yeah, and I was like, this is the best stuff I've ever written. Like, I still kind of feel that way. I literally just didn't write for, like, 3 weeks, because I was like,
just let it kind of,
yeah, I just needed to, like, yeah, exactly, like, just to give it a sec. But oh my God, like, so it's about, like, I don't know, I want to, like, capture that, like, feeling of, like, I want it to be, like, intentionally, like, the opposite. I love Olivia Rodrigo, but I want it to be its opposite.
Like not bitter.
No, like, almost like a bittersweet kind of thing. Like, it sucks that it's over, but there's still so much love for the fact that I had that experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, I'm really proud of it. I'm really
Sounds
really
like
proud
a special song.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. May I ask, where does your artist name come from? Chrysalis.
Yeah. So a chrysalis is like the cocoon that a butterfly goes into before they, like, or a caterpillar goes into before they become a butterfly. And for me, it kind of represents, like, work in progress. I've come into myself so much to be where I am right now, but I know there's also so much to come. And I think that, like, leaning into that is, like, exciting. It's like, damn, like, there's so much more. And also, music has been honestly, like, a catalyst for, like, the main thing that has made me feel comfortable in my body and myself and, like, self-expression, like, so.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Thank you. Also, my dad really loves, like, monarch butterflies, so he was
that's
so
a good
happy
little
when I told him.
homage.
Yeah. So, yeah. And he's the one who, like, really got me into, like.
Isa, thank you so much for speaking with us. I really enjoyed talking with you about your music and a little bit of your journey. Make sure to catch Isa at the show on March 5th. In the meantime, is there anywhere that people can find your music or the stuff you're doing with Shirts for Mutual Aid?
Yeah, so if you look at my Instagram, it's chrysalis.m4a, and I'm not very good at keeping my music secret. You can totally just stalk my Instagram, and I have clips. And if you also look at my TikTok, it's chrysalis.m4a. I have literally, like, all my music just on there, so you can totally just stalk me a little bit and go see the stuff that I have yet to release.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, cool. That's it.